My first introduction to the dangers of overexercise and underhydration in the heat came in 1989 in my first job as a hospital administrator. I was at an academic setting in Western Massachusetts when we received a request to admit 35 police cadets for evaluation after several of the cadets had suffered organ failure following training at the police academy site in the region. At the time, it was unclear what had happened, and a wide range of possibilities, including infectious and toxic causes, were being considered. But what became clear fairly quickly was that the problem was quite simple. These young cadets, anxious to be accepted by the state police, had been rigorously exercised in high heat conditions without adequate fluid hydration. The result was severe illness for nearly 20 and death for one. It was big news back then because our governor, Michael Dukakis, was running for president at the time. What I learned from that experience is that public health emergencies demand full disclosure, and that lessons must be drawn from our mistakes. What I learned in the years that followed is that over time, lessons are forgotten and mistakes repeated. For example, each year, 4 or 5 heat-related deaths occur among high school football players during summer sessions. Case in point, in August 2008, Louisville, Kentucky high school football player Max Gilpin was participating in a summer practice session in full gear in 94-degree heat. The 220-pound sophomore had just completed a drill of 12 successive sprints when he went down. He died 3 days later. High schoolers at this time of year are especially vulnerable. That is why the National Athletic Trainers Association has issued this week new heat stroke prevention guidelines for high school football players. Here's what parents and grandparents of kids in summer football practice sessions need to know. In the first 5 days of practice, there should be only one practice a day, and it should last no longer than 3 hours. For the first 2 days, players should wear only helmets. They should progressively add additional next day. Beginning on day 6, double sessions can begin, but there should be a 3-hour cool-off between the sessions. A water hose and a tub of ice water should be available on the field, and access encouraged frequently. Weight should be monitored before and after each practice. Players should be drinking 16 ounces of water for every pound of weight loss. Now, why should family have to worry about this? Isn't that the coach's job? Yes, but there isn't full agreement between the Trainers Association and the Coaches Association, and there's high variability from one school to the next. Louisville, Kentucky is aboard. Why? Because their football coach is being tried on manslaughter charges for the death of Max Gilpin. What should you do? Well, even if your kid protests, I suggest that you go to the first 1 or 2 sessions. If you don't see water, if you don't see breaks, if they're geared up completely from day 1, walk down to that field and speak to that coach. For Health Commentary, I'm Mike Magee.